Hey my crafty friends! In today's video, I'm going to show you how I make my vinyl t-shirts using my Cricut machine. So let's go ahead and get started with the materials first. The first thing you're going to want is a machine. I actually still have the Cricut Explorer Air 2, and I do have it in blue, which was not my first choice, but I was so excited to just get a machine. I got what they had at the time, geez, probably almost 10 years ago now, something like that. I did used to go by Makeshift Mama, so that's still on there. I haven't really updated it, but you need to start with a machine. The next thing you need is a blank shirt. I do either the Bella and Sarah shirts or the Gildan shirts, and I just get them at my local craft store, which is usually Michael's, for like $3.99 or something. They're pretty affordable. So just go to your local craft store, or you can go on to Gildan.com or Amazon or all that kind of stuff, and you can get them there as well. The next thing you're gonna need is some tools. So I like to, this is my common tools drawer. So I have my scissors in here, but you're going to need a weeding tool. This is a weeder. This is going to help you with the material that we're going to use, which is the iron-on vinyl. And depending on who you are, there is a couple other tools that I wanna share with you. So there's a couple of other tools I'm gonna wanna share with you, which is a scraper tool. Depending on how you are using your iron-on or what you need, you probably don't need this in particular, but I always like to say go over and above just in case there's a bunch of different learners out there and we all learn a little bit differently. So you can have a scraping tool. Probably don't have to have it, but you can. And I like to have a brayer. This is like a little rolly ball. Think of it as like a rolling pin if you're like cooking or baking. And that should be it. Sometimes also too, actually, you could use some tweezers. All of my tools are Cricut brand, but you can use regular tweezers too. It's really not like a must-have Cricut brand, but I do like to support Cricut and I do use all of their stuff. I'm gonna put this over here on my chair for now. And I also want to talk to you about material. So right now I do have everything kind of in these bins for right now. And I do actually have another bin way up there for scraps, which I can show you as well. But you're going to need some iron-on. So let me go ahead. I think my iron-on drawer is in here. I want to show you a roll that's not opened, but I actually, oh, you know what? Let's dig in here. All right, so you can get material. There's a bunch of different materials out there. I will link some stuff in the description. I do like the Cricut brand. A lot of people have their own opinions about that, but I do like their brand for the most part. Let's see if we can, these all might be everything but iron-on, but I just kind of wanted to show you like what it looks like when I go to the craft store. Cost is also depends on where you live or where you buy it from. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at your local craft store, things like that. But then once you take it home, you might have drawers like I have, and then like it comes out of the wrapping and you can have it like this. This is actually really messy. I apologize, but I kind of shoved everything in there when I was moving my offices from downstairs to upstairs, but you're gonna need some iron-on material. So let me just go back to this for a second. When you're buying the material, see how this says adhesive foil? You're gonna wanna make sure it says iron-on vinyl, and it's gonna say it here, and it'll have a little iron right on it. Usually it like shows you. So just make sure that you buy the right material before you go home, and then get really upset that you can't do your project because it's not iron-on. All right, that should be everything that we need for the materials. Let's go ahead and get started about the process. Okay, I lied. You definitely need one more material, super important, and that is a mat, a Cricut mat to go with your Cricut machine. So the green mat is the standard mat. The blue one is the strong mat. The light blue one is for like, it's a light grip mat, so it's like for paper and stuff. And then the pink one is for fabric. So it just really depends on what you're doing. For iron-on, I think that you're totally fine using the green Cricut mat as long as your material is just the regular iron-on kind. I always use my green one. As you can tell, it's pretty dirty. I gotta clean it. But I always use my green mat for iron-on and you should be good to go. So just make sure you do have a mat as well before you begin. Okay, once you have all your materials ready to go, then you're going to want to go onto your computer and open up the Cricut Design app. It's called Cricut Design Space. They do have a subscription. It's about $9.99 a month where you can actually use any kind of design that they have in there for free. Well, it won't be for free because you're paying monthly, but you know what I mean? So once you get in there, you can use like all of these things. So it will say next to it like subscribed or something like that. And you can use everything if you pay for it. I do at the moment, which I've kind of been debating back and forth now if I actually need it or not, because I make so much of my own design. I don't really ever use the subscribed stuff, but I know the moment I take it off, I'm gonna want something on there. And then it's like, if you're buying like 2 or 3 things, why not just pay the $10 a month? You know what I mean? So it's really a personal preference. I'd say if you create a lot of your own things, like I do a lot of graphic design in canva.com, I can link that down below. And so I don't really use the subscription. I probably should change it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Anyways, you want to open up your Cricut Design Space. And what I like to do right away is I go to my projects or I go to new project. It depends on what you're creating. I've already created this design, so I'm going to go to my projects, and I should probably be filming this like right on the screen, but for the sake of this video, we're just gonna do it on here. All right, so now I'm going to go with this one down here because I am making that Friends inspired t-shirt, but instead of Friends, I'm gonna make it say Mother. All right, so here you can either make it right away or customize. I personally always customize first. Even if everything's the way it's supposed to be, supposedly, I like to go in and just make sure my sizes are the way that I want them to be, and just make sure that everything is crisp and how I want it. All right. Okay. So depending on what you do or what your design is, you're going to need to, you know, fit it to be whatever it is for you. I can do another video on like how to design in Cricut Design Space or how to bring designs over. But for the purposes of today's video, it's just showing you how to make a shirt. What I'm going to show you in here is make sure your design is in Design Space, and then I'm going to show you the next steps on how to actually print this and make it. So here's my design and we're going to make it. So this is what my design will look like. Besides the dots, those are different colors, so they're going to be on different mats. But this is my main piece of it. So what you do is once you're ready, you have your design ready to go, you're going to go up here to click the green Make It button. And the reason why I want to show you this step by step like this is because it is super important for you to know that when you're doing iron-on, that you must mirror your project. This is like a new feature that Cricut's doing. I'm just going to say on my mat, I'm doing a 12 by 12 mat, not a 12 by 24. Hit continue. There's just all these features now. Oh, I did not. Okay, so this is just a good learning experience. If you did not attach your letters together and you did them separately, it will show it like that. And that's just like a hot mess, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go back to my screen. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think that was just a different, okay, never mind. That was just something that was on my mat that I forgot to hide. But still, it's a good learning experience that if you did have a word out and it shows up like that, it's probably because you didn't attach it and you might have like added them separately. I know that's a little bit confusing, so if you have any questions, let me know down below. So when I click down to this black mat down here, it has what I want, but see how it reads correct right now. I don't want it to read correct to me because I want to be able to iron this on my shirt. So in order to do that, I make sure that I have the correct mat highlighted, and then I'm going to click over or toggle over this little mirror button. And now see how it went backwards? That's exactly what I want. So when it prints out and I flip it over to put it on my shirt, it will read correct. Okay, so now that everything is the way that I want it here, you're gonna wanna make sure that you turn on your machine, which I probably should have already done, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my machine and get it ready. So I don't know if the newer machines do that, but my machine is older, and so it does make all those freaky noises first. Then you can go ahead and hit the open button. This is a Cricut Explore Air 2. Oh, I'm tapping on it as it's trying to open. And what I'm going to want to do next is I'm going to get my mat to put it in. All right, once you have your machine open and ready to go, you're gonna want to get your mat ready and put the material on that you need, that you want this to be printed on. So whatever color you're choosing, you're gonna wanna put it on your mat to get it ready. Just a little bonus too, these words move. So I can move it anywhere on my mat, and I just have to make sure that I move the paper to be on my mat wherever I put it here. So for an example, I'm gonna start right in between the 3 and 4 inch mark, and I'm going to put that there. So then when I put my paper on here, I'm gonna put it between the 3 and the 4 inch mark. That way the Cricut machine knows where to cut. I just like to do this in order to organize it and space it out. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna fix that in a second. With this little thing, it's called the brayer, from what I've learned. This, you just roll it. Look at that. Sometimes you have to go a little harder when you have an old mat like myself, but it gets everything down and seals it so that it stays on when it's cutting. Okay, once everything is on the way you want it, you're going to place your mat in between these little holders. Then you're gonna wanna hit the load button. Last minute press down. And then on your machine, you're going to wanna hit the continue button. It's gonna connect to your machine and make sure everything's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, you want to set your material. See how they remind you? So I'm going to make sure my dial is on the iron-on because that's the material I'm using. They remind you to mirror it. See, look, make sure mirror is turned on for iron-on. Tools are loaded. Everything's good to go. Once everything on here shows fine, then this C will blink and you can click it and it's going to start connecting, processing, and cutting. While that loudness is going on, I will take the opportunity to take a lint roller and prepare my shirt by getting it nice and clean. And I also turn on my heat machine, which I will do next. And I usually get it like heated up and ready to go. Okay, once it's done, you just hit the unload button and it will come out. And this is when you can just peel it off. This is where earlier I was saying that you could use a spatula. Some materials you kind of do need a spatula. If you're doing like regular vinyl, the letters can like get stuck to it and you'll need a spatula, but these are pretty easy to just grab right off. Now that I have my pieces out, what I can do is use my weeding tool, and this is going to get rid of the negative space on these sheets that I don't need. So what I like to do is grab the edge right here. Be careful of your finger. Probably do it on the, a lot of people recommend do it when it's right on the mat or do it on a tabletop, which I probably should do. So I'm just gonna grab the corner edge with the hook. And then once I've got the material, I can just peel back slowly. And peel back slowly. And if you notice, see, there's my letter. And I just pull it all the way down to get off the negative space. When you have letters that have insides that you don't want, like the O, you're going to want to get that negative space out of there too. So again, just use your hook, dig in there, get what you don't want, and then you're good to go. So here's my first word. And I'm going to do the same one with this. Now, depending on what you have, if you're like me and you like to save like the big chunks, so let's see if you can see how that's the cut line. I have all of that I could save for more letters or a future project. So I do like to cut off right at the edge and save the scrap. You don't have to do that, but that is something that I do. And I noticed it before. And sometimes I will do it long ways too. Like, let's see. So here's my cut. Because you never know when you'll need a little piece like that for one of your next projects. And you're not going to want to cut a nice brand new sheet when you have the scraps already. So that's what I do. Here we go. Here's my spot. Here's my next piece. I'm just going to peel back. Now this project in particular is very easy to weed. Not every project will be like this, but that's why I kind of wanted to show you a nice easy project if you are a beginner watching this, which most likely you are. You just want to be gentle, but see the Cricut material is pretty sturdy, but you do want to peel back slowly, especially when you're new and you haven't quite got the material figured out, kind of got to build that relationship with it and learn how it rips and how it bends. And I've been doing this for quite a few years now, so I kind of have that understanding of how the material works. All right, so I've got that piece off. I'm just gonna discard that. And then I'm gonna go through now and I'm gonna get rid of all of the negative space with the other letters. All right, like I mentioned before, when I'm not making a tutorial video, I multitask, and while my material is printing out, I will prepare my shirt. So I take off the sticker. I could even use this, any extra stickiness, to get off any kind of like, I don't know, calf fur or like fuzzies or whatever you want to call them. I try to get off all of what I can. And then I use a clean sheet of a lint roller and I get it really clean. I do need to go in my scrap bin for the little circles for the friends dots. So I will show you. I got this at Michael's, my local craft store. Let's just actually film right in on there. It is a large photo and craft keeper. Sorry, it's a little dirty. Well, it's probably paint, whatever. It has 16 photo cases. I don't have all of them in there right now because I'm using them for other purposes, but it unfolds. And I keep all of my extra scrap pieces in here color coded. Okay, so like if I need orange, I don't need to buy a huge roll. I also have gold and yellow in here, but I can grab that and those are in there. So it's kind of a bad example for the color coding, but here's all my pinks. So I can grab pinks in there if I need them. Here's all my reds. And then that way when I need like a little piece, like I was just showing you how I saved them, then I know I can just kind of come in here and grab them. And I don't need to like cut some big sheet like that. That was from the last one. So here's like my little blues that I can grab from. So that's just what I do. I like to keep them color coordinated so I know when I need something, I can just come right in here and grab it. So I can link that down below for everyone as well if you are interested. Okay, when I'm looking at my shirt, I always go 2 inches down from the collar and then place my word. You want to peel back slowly. And I like to do a rocking motion. You can use a set of parchment paper to protect your other letters so they don't melt when you're doing these ones. And just for good measure, I like to iron the back. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was super helpful and I hope that you get to make your own first shirt, and definitely tag me on Instagram in your stories or your Facebook, wherever you put it, a picture of your item, or send it to me an email. I'd love to see what you make. And like I said, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. I will be putting all the things that I mentioned in the video in the description box below as well. And I'll put Amazon links for you to be able to purchase if you'd like. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate of Amazon. So if you do purchase any of those things, a small portion of it does come back to me to help support my channel and my small business. So just putting it out there. If you do click one of those links, that can support me, but totally go on your own too if you want, whatever works for you. It's just not everybody has the same local craft stores and things like that. So I find Amazon is just the easiest, and some people are far out and they don't have stores that can deliver or go to. So Amazon seems to be like the best route to go anyways. So I'll put all those links and things down below. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, please find me at Michelle Mahoney Online there, and I'd love to connect with you on there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more videos. Don't forget to hit that like button to support my channel. See you next time.